Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Mixed Media Mayhem, and I'm actually combining it with Punched Out Thursdays to Die For. And as you can see, I'm having more hand problems, and I just wanted to double up so that I don't have to do as many layouts and videos. This is our the layout that we're lifting for the Mixed Media Mayhem hop, and I absolutely love it. You know, a couple kids in the pool with kind of a watery background. What's not to love? And I have a photo of my 4 grandkids at a beach in 2010, and testing to see whether my inks spray or not. There was some spray left in the nozzle of one of them, and I got a little dot on this photo. I'm not gonna let that bother me too much, but this was 2010. Allie's holding Ava. Katie and Barrett are getting red icy type things all over their mouths, and Ava had some on hers, and Allie's lips are all purple and red. So, I mean, it's just a great memory. This was at Ormond Beach, Florida, near where their Allie and Ava's grandpa has a beach house. So this was a really fun day, and I'm scrapping this on the day that Ava just graduated from middle school. And after a night when Allie and Katie were scrapbooking in my craft space with a friend of Katie's, and Barrett and his friends were clearing debris from the backyard in preparation for doing some landscaping back there. He and his friends formed a landscaping company, and are going to be working at that through the summer. So lots has changed, but this is how I think of them. So anyway, I'm going to use a variety of sprays, kind of like I did on the yellow page I did last week for Mixed Media Mayhem. And this time I'm going to do blues. I don't have a Distress Oxide spray in a blue color, but I have this Distress Spray Stain, which when sprinkled with water has that water reactivity. And so I'm going to spray some of these other things on there just to get a little bit of variety. I think this is the one I'm going to have to just do splatters because it's not spraying really well. So first thing I'm going to do is Adirondack Color Wash in the color Stream. It's beautiful, beautiful color, and I haven't used this in probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. So I'm just going to do that and let that be what that color represents. I'm going to do the Delusions ink spray now in After Midnight, and this one came in the May minus scrap kit, and I'm going to do this gloss spray by Dina Wakley. I'm going to kind of fill in some of these spots there, and you can see that it's kind of mixing with some that's wet there, and I'm loving that. Now I'm going to add the Distress Spray Stain, and we'll see it comes out in bigger. It's not as fine a spray. And I'm going to have some contrasting colors working around in there. Now what I'm going to do, especially in the areas where I did the spray stain, is I'm going to spray some water, and then I'll I'll get the colors moving around and kind of coming out to the edges where the spray splattery stuff is. And you can kind of see it's picking up color and moving it out. And it's picking up kind of the purplish blue of the After Midnight here, and then it's picking up the teal of the stream here. So now I think there's enough concentration, and I've left it enough time to kind of soak into the paper that I won't really make too much of a mess of it. I won't pick up too much color, let's say, when I do this. And I'm okay if this kind of, oh, that's beautiful. That is really nice. And I see right here something that kind of is looking for me to spray it. I don't want the white bits showing in there. Just kind of do that. And then I'm going to go over it with this kind of at this angle. Okay, the water took up some pigment, and so it left some areas bare. I don't like that, but I've got more spray. I can fix it. So I'm going to fill in the teal parts and kind of add some down in there. And I'm going to use the spray stain again. Okay, and I kind of, I'm liking that it's moving around. I could move it around with a paintbrush, but I think I'm just going to let it do this. Well, I actually am going to use a paintbrush and push some of this up into these whitish spots. I shouldn't worry about that because that's kind of where the photo's going to go. And what I'm doing here is just really, I'm leaving the brush impression, and I kind of like that. It looks a little bit like a seashell, a scallop shell in a way. And it doesn't stay, but it kind of gives an interesting texture. And that's a purely accidental discovery here that I'm rather enjoying. Okay. Get that and okay. So that's completely different from the original, but I'm okay with that. I'm gonna dry this up a bit, hoping not to pick up too much of the pigment. And look, it kind of looks like the edges of a doily, maybe. Okay, so that I think is going to work for the background. And the next step is something I'm going to do intentionally while it's wet. I'm going to use a brand new stencil that came in the Mind the Scrap kit. It's a Sweet Rush stencil, and it's waves. I guess you can put them any which way you like. They kind of go, I'm going to do a little bit here and a little bit down here, and I'm going to kind of overlap onto the blue, and it should pick up the blue pigment, the white, and then it'll just, the white part will just be textured. There is a little bit of pigment out here, so it may pick up some, and that's good, that's okay. In the original, I think there's something of a brick pattern, like a crosshatch type pattern that somewhat echoes the look of this. And what I'm gonna have there is some netting. So I'm gonna do the white first, and I'm not gonna bring it all the way out to the edge of the stencil. And I'm hoping that I'm doing enough of it so that the pattern shows and you can tell it's waves, but if not, it'll just be subtle texture. Oh yeah, that shows. It kind of looks like a hurricane. So, okay, now I'm going to put it down here and do the same thing, starting with the white and moving it in to the blue. And the photo is going to kind of go right in there. So I can probably end it right there. Okay, there. I like that. I like that. That came out pretty good. Let me wipe the stencil off. I did not bring any, I didn't bring my stencil pan. and that I say that as if I have a dedicated pan for stenciling, and I do not. What I'm gonna do is put this craft mat down and spray the underside with water, and then wipe it with this towel that I just used to blot things. And it's gonna leave a little bit of color, which will wash off because it's water soluble color. Okay, and it left this kind of cool. I ought to take a photo of that and use it for something, but I think I'll wipe it up instead. Okay, now I'm gonna toss that on the floor, and then we'll hope this has dried somewhat. I'm going to hit it with my heat gun just on the blue part. I don't necessarily need for the texture paste to dry, but I'm going to be adding embellishments around the photo on the blue part. So that should work. And sorry for that noise. Okay, here's the photo. I have it matted on, I'm using a mix of Sweet Rush and Fernwood. And I'm doing, I have matted this on a scrap from the 6x8 pad from Sweet Rush, or Fernwood. And a lot of my die cuts are also from Fernwood. Boy, that hurts, squeezing glue with both hands. I put a little glue on there just because everything's wet. So I'm going to kind of put it down a bit this way. And I have used, just to give you some of the dies so that I can put the dies off the table, I have cut a seahorse and a bit of seaweed out using this nautical collection from Crafter's Companion, and I love these dies. This is also from the nautical collection from Crafter's Companion, and it's really cool because when you use this die, it just cuts the netting look out of your card, but leaves your card solid surrounding it. But if you use this around it, it cuts the thing out so that you can then put it on a scrapbook page. So it's great for card making and scrapbooking. And I opened those for the first time today. I've had them for a while. Now, when I cut the netting, I cut it out of this orange paper from Fernwood. And the reverse of it is this kind of brown that has some flowers that you can barely see. I think I'm going to cut it in half and use half of it right here, and I've got a lot of other stuff that I'm going to use over here. Instead of flowers, I've cut these hexagons out of a piece of Sweet Rush paper, and that also came in the Mind the Scrap kit. I'm just going to put this down, and I'm going to see about what I'm going to put there, and then I'll figure out where to put the other half later. This is just going to kind of sit there, and I cut the seahorse out of the same paper, but I think it's going to look good kind of right there. And I'm just going to put some glue in the center of it so that the head and the tail kind of curl. And that gives it some dimension. Now I've also used a punch. I'm pretty sure this is EK Success that makes this, but I think the label plate is gone. It's sand castles and sand toys, buckets and spades and sand castles. And I cut that out of a yellow and white paper in Fernwood. And I'm gonna maybe cut this a little closer to the image, and I'm gonna put it kind of right here underneath the seahorse. I'm gonna hold the seahorse so that I can get that right there. And what I'm trying to do is get it so that the images kind of have to, they're overlaying this, which is on foam, so they're kind of sticking up. It gives them some dimension. This gives this punched image some dimension. So I'm going to do right here, let's see, where's my big roll of tape? I'm going to do a few of these like this hexagon. I'm going to put right there to kind of hide the cut edge there. I have this bit of seaweed, and I want it to overlap that hexagon. So I'm going to do it this way. And then I will use a bramble fox seashell or sea creature or turtle or something to be at the bottom of that seaweed. So we'll do that later. And I have some leaves that I have die cut using a, let's see, this is the set right here. It's Altenew, and it's called Flowing Foliage. And I know someone asked me about that last time I used it, and when I brought it out to use it today, I remembered that I did not ever answer you. I think the question caught me on a day when my hand was hurting and I was just reading and not doing any typing. So that's what that is. I picked just this die. There are 5 of them there. I picked just that one, and I cut it 3 times. Let me put that over here. And I'm going to have it kind of, these leaves kind of coming out from under there, and then letting, I don't know what I'm going to do there. I just kind of want to put the stem down and get it adhered, and then I will do let's see, I think I want to do it this way, kind of lay that way, and then I'll do some foam on it, the outer one, and then I'll have some leaves coming out of there. I kind of wanted to have some contrasting colors. And look at what, I told you with the ink being wet, the texture paste would bring it up into, and it would turn color. I expected it to turn blue. It's actually turning kind of a purplish pink. It's picking up the purplish pigment that's in that Delusions After Midnight, and it's beautiful. It doesn't necessarily go with the color scheme I'm doing here, but let's see, I have another one of these here. I wanted to be sure I had 3. Let's do this one, maybe coming from that same area, but kind of moving up that way. And then I'll maybe move this one down kind of that way. Okay, and then I will do another one up here. And I have these guys. I kind of want to use this, but maybe on the orange side. But where? Maybe here? That would probably work. Let me put a little bit of glue here, and then I'll put that leaf sprig back in there after I get this down. Okay. That's good. Now this, with a little glue there. Okay, and then I kind of was thinking I might use this, at least part of it. Have that sticking under, kind of do a bit of it, like right there. So you get the sandcastle look. And now I have a few more of the hexagons to put in. This green one maybe right there. And I've got another one. And I know you're all very surprised that I have no flowers here, but I have some flower stickers that may end up on there. I'm going to do this right there. And then I've got this bit. Can kind of go there. Okay. Now's the fun part. Figuring out which of these little guys. I do believe I want to use this green turtle, and I have to peel the back off of it. And I'll have him swimming up into the scene from right in front of that seaweed. And I'm going to put the glue on the part of him that is frosted over on the other side so it doesn't show. And I'll do him that way. Okay. And I want to use a bright orange crab. Let's see. Do I want it here? That's kind of cute. Or do I want it coming down? It kind of looks weird coming down, facing down. So we'll do it down at the bottom, and I'll see where I want it. Maybe right in there is a better place. So let's see, kind of right there, kind of heading that way. Okay, and then to repeat that color, I have my choice of shells, and I could have one maybe right there, and another, I don't know, maybe under there, or kind of like that. That might be too much. I think I'm just going to leave that guy by its, oh, I don't know. There's this guy, which would be good down here. And then I'll see if I want to do anything else later. I just think it would be cute right there. This Sea Life collection from Bramble Fox is just beyond adorable, and I really love it. Now, I have my choice of titles. I could do Fun Ahoy, and it could maybe be right here. I think this is where I pictured it. Or it could be here. I think I like it here better. So I'm gonna put that down because I don't want to embellish and mess up and take an area. The other title that I was considering was Ocean Waves, but it's a pale glassy blue, and I don't think it would be as effective on this page with all that bright and darker blue. So I'm gonna put it up here, and then I'll use some of the small sticker embellishments in the Sweet Rush sticker book, also in the Mind the Scrap May kit, or June, it's the May kit. I forget because the delivery times here are a little different from in the UK. Okay, in the original, I know there was a butterfly, and there's a cute little butterfly sticker here. And I kind of want to use one of those. There's an orange butterfly here, and there's a blue one there. I like this blue one because it has the lower part of the wings are like handwriting, scripty writing. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Get a little bit of foam and pop it up. I've got a little bit of foam stuck on here already. Put that aside. And this will kind of repeat that orange color up there, which will be kind of cute. I'll have it kind of fly off like that because I'm pretty sure you can find butterflies at the beach if they haven't blown away. I love that flower, but it kind of adds some pink that isn't elsewhere on the page. So let's see if there's something else that would work. I like it, even if it is pink. I'm gonna pull some of this. And I'm gonna slide it under here and have that sandcastle kind of let me get this down here and this in the trash. I like this orange strip that says, "So this happened." Let me see if I've got a good place to put it. Maybe right here. Yeah, I like that. If I can get it under that. And it's kind of propped up a bit by the texture paste. So I'm gonna let it stick to that and maintain its dimension against the back of the paper. There are some cute little phrase stickers here. Let me pull them out. And I like this one that says family, because this was one version of our family, and things have changed, but we're all still family, and we were all here last night. So I'm gonna kind of put that right there. hanging off of that. And then there is this thing that says a moment in time. And that, you know, since it's an older photo, that's really appropriate. And so I thought maybe that could go up here with the orange netting. Okay, now on here, I kind of would like something, it's kind of out there by itself, but I thought I could find a small blue heart. Here's kind of a, that one's a little bit bigger than I wanted. There's a pink one, here's a white one. If I just add that little heart right there, I think that'll draw your eye more to the title, and the title will, it kind of will give it a little more life. It's beautiful, and I love, as you have heard from me many times, I think my favorite perspectives, which is because the type of acrylic they're used to make them is called perspex. Because like my favorite perspectives are the navy matte ones. And I was so thrilled when I saw that title in navy matte. So if I add this glossy white there, it kind of, I guess, spruces it up a bit. Now, I'm going to add some more pink, I think, maybe right in, okay, I've got some texture paste on the title, and that will not do. That must be cleaned off. I've got, let's see, is there a pink star? There is a pink heart, but I think what I want right here on that A is a star. But this one has too much white around it. So I don't want to use that. So I'll put that back, and instead I'm going to do some sequins. And I'm just going to I'm going to pull sequins from 4 or 5 different mixes here, just to get a variety of blues in there. Those two are from Sea Glass. And I'll take one more from Sea Glass and put it up, well, 2 more maybe. Up here, there we go. And then this one's just like the ones I used down there. Okay, so there's that. Then Mermaid Fiesta has a couple really beautiful, what I really like is this kind of holographic looking aqua. And so I'm going to pull that out and put them in a couple places. Then there's Dolphin Cove. And Dolphin Cove has a blue and a turquoise that are just beautiful. Let's see, the turquoise I thought would be pretty right there on the white. So I've just about got that filled. Let me take a turquoise up here, put it right there, and then I'll take one of the blue ones and put it right there, and then a small aqua right there. And I think that's all the sequins I'm going to do. Maybe I will take, in the Dolphin Cove, there are some dolphin sequins. And they are kind of a pinkish copper. And I could do one right there where, I got too much glue on there. Right there where the texture paste got on there. There we go. I like that. Out of necessity sometimes comes some creativity. Okay, I think I'm done, and I thank you for watching. I wish this were more interesting right in here. So let me try something. I'm going to shield this part, and I'm going to do some splatters in this color. Let me do some down here as well. But I'm also going to pull up a lighter gloss spray color. This one is called turquoise. That one is called ocean. So that really gives it a nice bit of contrast, and it makes that this part a little more interesting to look at. It kind of washed, and it's probably on me when I blotted it with the paper towel. Okay, so let's see if that improved things. I like it better. It's nice. I actually could use a little white. You knew I was going to pull out the white. The white spray. And I'll come down here. Left a big white spot, and I can put that even on the embellishments. And I kind of like that. I'm dropping this part right here is still a little troublesome for me, but I think we're done. Okay, let's try this again. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next Friday for Mixed Media Mayhem, and hopefully next Thursday for Punched Out Thursdays to Die For, and I may do them separately if my hands cooperate. You may have heard that while being freaked out by this left hand, my right hand has started bothering me. So, and I can't wear one of these braces on my right hand, or else I can't do anything. And look, I've got mixed media on my brace, so that's fun. Again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.